Gerwyn Price's rise in PDC darts was rapid, with the Welsh former rugby player reaching his first major final in just his fourth season on the circuit, and winning his first major title, which was the first for any Welsh player, in the following year. However, following the tournament where he won this major, which was the 2018 Grand Slam, he was fined a record £21,500 by the Darts Regulation Authority for his behavior. Today we will take a look at the events which led up to this huge fine. Before this video begins, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, as currently just 1% of my watch time comes from subscribers. Price's first year on the PDC circuit was 2014, following his victory on the second day of Q School. His performances on the Pro Tour during this year allowed him to qualify for the 2015 World Championships, as a result of his position on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Later on in 2015, he qualified for the World Match Play as a result of his position on the same Order of Merit. Price caused a shock by winning his first round game at this event 10-4, which was against the number 13 seed Michael Smith. He caused an even bigger shock in the following round, beating the number 4 seed Adrian Lewis 13-10. This game planted the seeds for the first piece of major drama that occurred in Price's career, as the Welshman was drawn against Lewis in the same round in the same tournament in the following year. Ahead of their game at the 2016 edition, Lewis had this to say in an interview.
Gerwyn Price had one lucky game all year last year, and that was against me. I'll turn him over, no problem, don't worry about that.
You're obviously very motivated by the prospect of playing him again.
Certainly am, yeah. Yeah, exactly. What's he done since he beat me in Blackpool last year? Nothing. I'll turn him over, no problem, don't worry about it.
Ahead of the game, Chris Mason tweeted comparing the tie to a boxing fight. Price responded to this by saying that he was the only one out of the pair who could last 12 rounds in a ring, but that he would knock Lewis out in 2 rounds if they fought. Lewis replied saying, "Yeah right, obviously you don't know me." Ahead of their game, Lewis also tweeted saying that Price is a big mouth who's never won anything and never will win anything, as he's got no respect for anyone. When they finally got on the stage, Price gave Lewis no eye contact during the pre-match handshake. Lewis won the poor quality game 11-5 and sarcastically clapped Price after the match. He also waved his white towel at Price as the Welshman left the stage. Lewis had this to say in his post-match interview, showing that the Welshman had successfully got under his skin.
The reflection was, I was rubbish, and that just shows why he isn't, no, he's nobody, simple as that.
Do you think all the pre-match shenanigans and chat affected the way that you played, and both played actually?
All I was doing there was just trying to take a bit, just take my time, make sure, I was hitting the right shots at the right time. He turned up there, bottled it, simple as that. And that's why, between greatness and not so great, that just showed tonight.
In the next year, Price reached the final of the UK Open, where he lost 11-6 to Peter Wright. During this run, he hit one of the best clutch finishes of all time, taking out 160 to win his quarter-final in a sudden death leg, with his opponent sat on a double. In September of the following year, Price won his first Euro Tour event, allowing him to qualify for the Grand Slam of Darts, which took place in November. Price was a 40-1 outsider for the title heading into the event, which he was eliminated from in the group stage a year earlier. However, in 2018, Price topped his group, winning 2 of his 3 games, with his only loss coming to Simon Whitlock. Price faced Josh Payne in the second round of the event, and at one point the game was 5-all. However, Price then managed to win the next 5 legs to secure a 10-5 win. This set up a third-round tie with Simon Whitlock, who he had lost to in the group stage. In their quarter-final clash, which was the first to 16 legs, Whitlock was the better player early on, leading by 4 legs at both 7-3 and 9-5. However, Price then went on a good run, and in the 17th leg he had darts to make it 9-8. As he aimed for tops, he appeared distracted by something and turned round to exchange words with Whitlock, before returning to pin the double. After hitting this, he did a big celebration just next to Whitlock. Referee Russ Bray had words with Price after this leg, probably telling him to calm down. Bray also had words with Price after the Welshman made it 10-all. The match went to a deciding leg, and after Whitlock missed 5 match darts, Price pinned double 12 to win. There was a frosty handshake at the end of the game, in which Price was accused of slowing the game down and disrupting Whitlock's rhythm by gesturing to the crowd. In his semi-final, Price beat Sulovic 16-12 in a game where there was far more mutual respect than the previous round. However, the biggest drama had yet to occur. Price faced Gary Anderson in the final, which was another ill-tempered affair. Price's exuberant celebrations annoyed Anderson. Anderson called out Price in the 15th leg of the match for distracting him on the way back after collecting his darts. Anderson took out 144 to take an 11-8 lead and did a big celebration of his own. However, Price managed to win 8 of the next 10 legs to secure a 16-13 win. Anderson got angry at Price again in the 27th leg, but the biggest incident of the match occurred in the following leg, where Anderson pushed Price, who was doing a huge celebration, in his face after hitting a 174. Following the game, there was no handshake. In early 2019, the DRA committee found that Price had brought the sport into disrepute and used gamesmanship in his matches with Whitlock and Anderson. They said that Price's actions were very serious and went beyond what was acceptable. It was decided that his actions were a cynical attempt to put off his opponents to gain him an advantage. They also said that these actions drew an unprecedented number of complaints from members of the public, and that they took into account his previous DRA fines when making the decision. Their decision was to fine Price £8,000 for bringing the sport into disrepute and gamesmanship in his game against Whitlock, and £12,000 for the same reason in his game against Anderson. Price was also given a 3-month suspension, which was suspended for 6 months, as well as a further fine of £1,500 for inappropriate posts on social media. Price's posts, which have now been deleted, included a photo saying "Keep calm and carry on," as well as a tweet which stated, "If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen." Price went on to appeal the fine, but in the summer it was announced that the DRA upheld their decision. However, they cut the fines Price was given for his games against Whitlock and Anderson in half, meaning that the fine now totaled £11,500. By then, the suspension had expired. A month later, Price was ordered to pay £2,325.24 towards the costs of the appeal process.